Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, to this top 10 series of videos. But before you do anything else, make sure you hit subscribe. And like. So today we're going to talk about an artist who experienced a lot of my work. These three paintings that you see behind me have been inspired by the work of Henri Matisse. He was born on December 31st, 1869, and he died on November 3rd, 1954. But he didn't start out with a dream or aspiration to be an artist. He actually went to law school for 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Shortly after that, he dropped out of law school, and then in the year 1890, he got appendicitis. So now you're in and out, maybe 2 days in the hospital. Back then, he was in bed for a long time. So his mother bought him a set of paints, and that's how he started painting. Similar to Frida Kahlo.
Frida, the same as Frida.
And similar to Jean-Michel Basquiat, he was hit by a car and he had to be in bed for a while. So that's how he also started.
Wow.
So Matisse, Picasso, and Marcel Duchamp are considered the most influential artists of modern art. So now let's go into what my top 10 Henri Matisse paintings are. And number 1, we have Male Model, painted in 1990. Now this painting is from his earlier works and is very influenced by Paul Cézanne. You can see this male figure is very tense in a very strong stance. And very rarely did Matisse ever paint the male nude. He was more to women painter.
He has big nose and big calves, like extremely big.
But yeah, his musculature is very defined.
I wonder what is in the back.
Well, a lot of what Matisse did was create kind of spaces.
Oh.
And this space, unlike most of them, is very three-dimensional. I feel in a lot of his other spaces, the surface is very flat, as you'll see in the following paintings.
Oh, okay.
So now we go to painting number 2.
Yeah.
This was Woman with Hat. This one was painted in the year 1905, and this is a painting of his wife wearing a very elegant dress and a rather large hat. When he first exhibited this painting, it was kind of controversial because this style of art had not been done in this time. The critics made fun of it. And
but why was it different? What was the innovation here?
the bold strokes, very visible brush strokes.
Is he before or after Van Gogh, Matisse, or at the same time?
He is after. Well, Van Gogh died in 1889. He was born in 1869, so yeah, way after.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, because of this painting, the term Fauvism came to be the term to describe his work. And Fauvism means wild beast. They were being wild beasts in the way they expressed their use of color. So that's painting number 2. Now let's go to painting number 3.
I like how he signed it on the top left corner, which is odd.
Yeah, usually the signature is on the bottom.
Yeah, and he goes and does it different.
So here, this is The Joy of Life, painted in 1905. Once again, this was a very controversial painting, and this is...
Why?
Well,
because there's women.
There's women and men naked in this painting, but that wasn't why it caused a stir amongst the art.
Why was it?
Circle is because the figures are not painted to scale. Like if you look closely,
yeah,
the people who are closest to you should be the bigger ones, and the ones farthest from you should be the smallest one. And there's a range of scale that doesn't fit. Like the 2 women in the center are the biggest, and if they're the biggest, they should be in front of the painting or closest to the viewer.
Oh, okay.
So because the scale was off here, which I think he did purposely, is why people kind of were turned off by this painting. Number 3, Harmony in Red, which was painted in the year 1908. Now I love this painting because when I was taking art classes and painting classes, the teacher would tell me your colors are too flat. If this looks flat, it doesn't look three-dimensional. It doesn't look three-dimensional. And my idea is well, why does it have to be three-dimensional? Why can't I have a flat painting? And a lot of Matisse's paintings are very flat. Like you can't tell where the table ends, where the chair begins. There's no perception of depth in this painting. It's very flat.
Yeah, it's yeah, you're right. The chair reminds me of Van Gogh's chair, doesn't it?
Yeah, it kind of does. But because of a lot of these paintings of Matisse, I became a little bit more secure in my painting style. Because if Matisse can be so successful and have very flat paintings, I can have a flat painting.
Like the table, you don't know when it ends.
Or where it starts.
That's fun.
Another thing that he used a lot was the window motifs. In a lot of his paintings, you see windows. And that kind of contrasts with what's going on in that space he creates for you.
Evidently, his tablecloth and his wall is the same thing.
Yeah, they kind of blend together.
That's fun.
Now painting number 5, The Dance, or Just Dance actually, which was painted in 1910.
This looks like a pre-Hispanic painting.
Well, the figures in this painting are very primitive.
Oh, see? I have good eyes.
So yeah, very primitive. They have a very energetic circle. They're dancing in a very energetic circle.
Nice booty on the left, horrible booty on the bottom.
And the way their bodies are positioned makes it seem that the movement is clockwise. You see that?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the way their bodies are positioned, it makes it look like the clockwise movement.
Yeah, you're right.
So this is actually a very large painting. Did you see it at the MoMA?
I did. It's pretty.
I like how, if you look at the surface, the painting is not very perfect. There's a lot of imperfections in the painting if you look at it very close. So
even if you don't look at it close. Like those bellies and stuff like that. Yeah. Wow.
But anyway, I think it's a very beautiful painting, especially the scale of it makes it very beautiful.
Yeah.
Now painting number 6.
Not my favorite, but it's okay. I think that when you're famous, you're able to do whatever you want, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, it's great."
Yeah, Picasso did a lot of that. I feel like his paintings.
Some of them are overrated.
Yeah, a lot of them are not that good.
Yeah. Okay. What's next?
Painting number 6 is the Algerian Woman. And this was painted in 1909. And I like this one because the use of contour line is very visible, it's very dark. And sometimes as an artist you try to hide to kind of make it, like I said, more three-dimensional so your contour lines are not that visible. And that's what I like about his work is his use of contour lines.
It looks like those girls that put a lot of concealer under their eyes now. You see on Instagram, on Facebook that girl, you're wearing too much conceler.
It kind of reminds me of a geisha, and geishas used a lot of makeup.
Yeah, but not like these are only like a raccoon one, like a, you know. And I see a lot of girls doing that, which I hate.
Painting number 7 is a painter's family, and in this painting, he painted his family, except himself. He's not in the painting, which
they look bored.
They do look bored. But I'm concerned about why he's not in the painting. Like, is he already disconnected
because
from his
he's painting it
at this point? But he could have included himself in it.
You think?
But anyway, this was painted in 1911, and his wife is on the couch crocheting. Oh, is that crocheting? No, that's not crocheting.
It looks like a Kleenex.
Embroidery. She's doing embroidery.
Oh, I thought she was crying.
And then the two sons, Pierre and Jean, are playing checkers.
And the daughter, he wants her to be a nun, and it seems like she's wearing her cell phone or something. What is that?
No, she's actually carrying a book after reading it.
Oh, you're right.
But anyway, what is very curious to me about this painting is how the boys are exactly the same, except the hair, but they're wearing the same thing, and they weren't twins.
That's weird.
I also like the contrast in the wallpaper pattern on the rug.
I like the rug.
The couches. He always employed a heavy use of pattern, and it never clashed. Like, I think it works very well the way he does that. Number 8, the Romanian blouse. This one was painted in the year 1940. This painting was painted the same year the Nazis overran France, and it's said that Matisse created this painting to cheer himself up during one of his country's darkest moments. So this is why this painting is very significant. He had a friend visit him who was from Romania. So that might have helped give him inspiration for this painting. I think it's very unusual that how he cut off or cropped off the top of her head.
What? Oh.
She has a very big forehead, kind of like myself.
And big arms. Or
big arms, but maybe
that's a blouse.
Puffy blouse. But I like how his pattern here is very selective. It's just on the blouse. It's not everywhere like most of his paintings are.
This looks like childlike paintings too.
See, and that's why, again, you look at his paintings and
like Basquiat.
And you kind of feel like, hey,
it's like a kid.
I can do it too, you know?
Yeah.
So I hate it when people say, well, there's not enough depth for this or that in the other painting. It's whatever you want it to be. And
how did he become famous with this work that it's so basic?
Because it was revolutionary for that time. Nobody was painting like that.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, this painting is on my list because of that lack of skill.
He makes you feel good about yourself?
Yeah,
is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, that's exactly what.
Oh, okay. Well, you have been getting much better with your latest collection. It's so good.
Thank you. But actually, Henri Matisse wasn't even on my radar until I went. I mean, I knew who he was, but I wasn't really a fan of until I saw his work up close in an art show they did.
And you're like, this is crappy. I can do it. This is my life hero.
No, I never thought it was crappy. I was actually very enamored by his work. But once I saw that, like, I don't know, it gave me more confidence as an artist. And the museum in San Antonio had a great show of his work, and I saw a lot of his work. And I mean, even though it lacks skill, it's very well done and unique. and the compositions are beautiful. So number 9 is Pink Nude.
His work makes me feel good about my body. And she's famous, I can be too.
Well, Pink Nude
she's
was
a
painted,
model, I could be too.
Pink Nude was painted in 1935, and the model's name is Lydia.
Oh.
And she later became his assistant in his older years when he was having trouble moving.
How convenient.
And it's also rumored that they had an affair. Oddly enough, this painting is very small, but her body is very big and monumental.
What is that thing in the middle? That yellow thingy? And with a ball in the middle. What is that?
I don't know, some sort of prop, maybe a vase or something like that. And her head is very small in comparison to her body.
Yeah.
So for Matisse, proportion wasn't even an issue, and I like that. I like how free his paintings are. And now the last one, Blue Nude.
Oh, that's pretty.
Blue Nude is not an actual painting. In 1941, Matisse was diagnosed with abdominal cancer, and he had to have surgery, and that left him confined to his bed. So he couldn't stand up and walk. He could only sit, so he was either in a wheelchair or in his bed. So what he did at this point, he would take paper and cut it out with scissors and then arrange it on a white surface and then adhere it to the surface. So this is actually just paper being cut out. In his later years, his work was all paper cutouts. And
really?
Yeah, and this is where Lydia helped him.
What happened with his wife?
You know what? I don't really know. If you know, please leave it in the comments below.
See, let us know if there was a love triangle there, drama. We want to know.
Also, Pablo Picasso had a painting titled Blue Nude.
Really?
But he did that during his blue period, which is in the beginning of his career. So I don't know if he was referencing Picasso's blue period. Picasso and Matisse had a very friendly type of rivalry. Picasso considered Matisse as the only person who was at his level artistically. Everybody else, he believed everyone else was below him. So they had like a friendly rivalry going on. Frenemies, yeah.
But not as bad as Katy Perry and Taylor.
No.
Oh, okay.
Because they visited each other. Actually, Picasso would go visit him. They actually traded paintings and things like that.
Oh.
Yeah. So let me know what your favorite Henri Matisse painting is. If it's on my list or maybe if it's not, let me know in the comments what it is. Please make sure to subscribe, like, and adios. Bye.
Thank
Till next time.
you. Bye-bye.